Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Civilization 6, playing as Lord Salad of Arabia. Salahuddin. Alright, so we have met another player. He's not especially happy with me right now, probably because he knows I'm a threat, even though I just made him an amazing deal and gave him a ton of luxuries he's never seen before, but... bah! Why would he be grateful? That would be just too sensible to me. Alright, well let's move on. Actually, did this guy have movement? Could I have moved this cannon and cleared out the camp, or did I do that last turn? I don't remember. When are these city-states ever going to upgrade their units? We still have freaking catapults. Is it ever going to happen? Heck if I know. It would be smart if they would. Bah. Anyway, alright, so we got more trade routes because we just finished off a harbor. That's nice. Some more housing needed in Mecca. Good to know. In Aleppo. We could build a Venetian arsenal. Receive a second naval unit every time you train a naval unit. Here's the thing. It does not say that that only happens in my city where this is built. This might be something that can happen no matter what. If so, that could be really good, right? The Venetian arsenal could be one of the best wonders in the game for a naval race. Can we check that out real quick? Hang on. Buildings, wonders. Be down toward the bottom. Or maybe not. That's projects. Venetian arsenal. Receive a second naval unit every time you train a naval unit. Must be built on a coast tile that is adjacent to an industrial district. Removed if game started after modern era. You know, I don't see any evidence that it's only in this one city. This could be a wonder that affects all cities, and if I start actually churning out a real navy, right, then this would double my naval capacity in a very short amount of time. Of course, it'll also increase a lot of my maintenance costs. Don't, forget that. That's a lot of extra stuff, but still, that's really solid. Let's try it. Let's build a Venetian arsenal. I'm going to build it right here, next to my industrial zone. It'll only take 30 turns because Aleppo is actually pretty decent when it comes to production, shockingly enough. Alright, in Vilnius, we definitely need more housing, and a lighthouse would certainly help with that. Sewer might be better. We could also consider building a neighborhood, which I don't think I have yet down here, so let's consider building a neighborhood. Not a lot of good options. I guess there's this 5-1 right here. Yeah, we need the neighborhood more than anything else. The housing cap is the most important thing, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright. About to finish off advanced ballistics, unlocking the machine guns, which will be great for me. More stuff to unlock. More advanced units. Professional sports. 4 entertainment complex districts. We do want to build at least one more of those at some point. I'm going to have you sit tight for now just to make sure that no new barbarians spawn in this area, because this is a kind of crucial junction where they tend to kill my trade routes if I'm not careful. 3 cities need stuff. Alright. Nuclear fission. Boost through great scientist or spy. So you're saying I need a spy to steal the Eureka to nuclear fission. I don't know that I'll be able to steal that from Oslo, but I am sending a spy that direction, so maybe. They have an academy. Also, are they under attack? Is there any way I can find out who you're at war with? I know you hate Pericles and somebody else. You're a theocracy. Last Viking king builds a large navy and respects civilizations who follow his lead. Does not like civilizations with a weak navy. Well, that would be me. It doesn't really tell me if you're at war with anybody. Just announced. It's interesting. But the lack of defenses tells me you're probably under attack. Let's move on to the next turn and just sort of see if we can find that. Does it go down further? Can I see that? Or did he just build some new defenses and it takes time to build up? I don't think so. Alright, we have more trade routes available. In Mecca, we should get more production. We will trade with, let's just say Cairo. Actually, let's trade with Madrid. I don't think we've built a road down that direction yet. Okay, in Madrid, they keep saying to build a shipyard, which I don't really see any reason to do. I'd much rather get things like factories, which is worth 5 production, by the way, thanks to that great engineer we got a while back. That certainly helped. Let's get ourselves another factory here. Because again, production is king. Now, let's take a look at great people. Ah, crap! We missed out on the super one! Oh well. I missed out, but I can still patron a new one. Yeah, oops. Oops. Someone else got the great general. Totally forgot. It's okay, though. So this one would do the same basic thing, good for the atomic era and the information era. So basically it would be a general that's good for me for the rest of the game. Suderman? Who is Suderman? It's a real person, I'm not familiar with the name. Grants a promotion level and 100% combat experience to a land's unit. Well, I'll be able to patron them eventually. In the meantime, we're getting 12 great general points per turn, though. Could also get Nikola Tesla. This district's regional buildings reach further. I just don't see what this does for me, really. Can this be built in any? Activate an industrial zone district. I don't know what this does. I don't understand it. And unfortunately, by the time that you guys, catch up to me, and maybe one of you guys actually tells me what it does, I won't, it'll be too late. But it's a very good chance I'm going to end up getting Nikola Tesla myself anyway, so, we'll see, I guess. But anyway, who built a wonder? Big Ben. Pericles has built Big Ben. As long as I don't build the Venetian Arsenal. I haven't gotten very many wonders this game. Power plant or shipyard? Shipyard would actually be worth 4 production to me as well. Just like this would be. Then I'd be able to get a seaport, which would be worth food, gold, science, housing. Also, faster fleet and armada training. Now, what's the difference as far as training armadas? I assumed that it would be the same way as with your armies, forming corps. Once you have 2 ships, you can form them into an armada, but this seems to imply that you can build an armada as a separate thing. Still, I don't know. Wait, what? Bonus extends to each city center within... Oh! Never mind, I guess I figured it out. So what this is telling me is that this power plant, right, even though... Bonus? Even though, Damascus may not have a power plant... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if I built a power plant here, Damascus would get a production bonus as well. Is that what you're telling me? It certainly seems to imply that, which I'm actually about to get in Guangzhou as well, but... So that's what Nikola Tesla would do, is he would extend that radius so that other cities would get bonuses even if they don't have industrial zones. Fascinating. Huh. Well, let's go ahead and build it. I think it's still the best thing to get, but that's interesting. I don't think they can stack. I'd be shocked if they could. But that actually means getting a power plant in Adab would actually have a really good bonus in Jerusalem and Uruk. Interesting. Very interesting. It also means that if I founded a city within the radius of that power plant, it would start off with a really high production. That could be pretty powerful. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought through the strategic implications of that yet, but that would be very interesting, would it not? I think it would. I think it would. Huh. All right, Vilnius, I really need to get you converted. Hey, Japan has been met. A humble disciple of Bushido. Bushido. Would you like... It's an honor to meet you. We'd love to sample your jellyfish, which is what he actually offered to me. Trade with Cairo. Guangzhou. Guangzhou's faster. Alternatively, we could try trading with some other people. Nanmadal. For a bit of gold. Let's trade with Nanmadal. I'd like to get some more gold. Alright, we can purchase ourselves a mosque, which only costs us 30 faith because we are Arabia and they're super duper cheap. Do we want to build a madrasa? Yeah, it's worth 9 science to me now. This trade route shall trade with... In Seville... I guess you can trade with... Madrid's a super fast trade route, you'd think. Damascus? Why is Damascus faster? This is in... Oh, this is in Guangzhou. Right, okay, I thought it was up there for some reason. Alright, Guangzhou. We could trade with that. Xi'an... just trade with Cairo, I guess. Probably okay. Alright. Ah, this is how we have met them. Look at this! They've got infantry and artillery and field cannons and stuff. Yeah, Norway actually has a pretty strong, modern military. That's fascinating. Do we want to try stealing a tech boost? Military tactics? I don't see a point. Military tactics isn't that good. I'm actually going to switch you over to Japan. Travel to Shizuoka. Shizuoka. I don't speak Japanese either. I mean, that should come as no surprise. I only speak American. Herpy derpy derpy derp, America. Alright, missionary, where are you? You finally arrived? Excellent. Let's try to convert some more people. So we can see that we did get at least one citizen. It does say that there's a pretty good adjacency bonus here. I'm not sure this one missionary is going to be enough to get Uruk. We may have to buy another one. Do I have a holy site already down here? I don't think so. Purchase. No, I do not. Okay. I don't have any holy sites up here at all, actually. So I can't purchase any missionaries. I'm going to have to send them the long way around. Xi'an can't do one either. Guangzhou has one, though. Guangzhou, buy another missionary. We need to convert. Nuclear fission's about to be done. Let's discover where the uranium is. Please have uranium. Lots of uranium. Game, be kind. You didn't give me any oil. Oh, more barbars. Spawn somewhere. Our progress towards Cold War has advanced considerably. Because we have nuclear fission, apparently. Alright, nuclear device. Adds one nuclear device to your nation's inventory, requires uranium. Maintenance is 14 gold. Manhattan Project. And uranium has been discovered. Okay. So, I guess you can just try to convert them again. Hey, we actually did get Islam and Uruk. We managed to convert the last Catholic follower to Islam. So now we have a majority there. Good. More religious pressure. I don't know how we're looking in places like Kabul and Preslov, but you'd think at some point, right, that we have a pretty good amount of religious pressure? One would think. Tech. Doop, 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 doop. Synthetic materials. Fast-moving atomic-era light cavalry units. Lasers, missile cruisers, and jet fighters. Rah, rah, rah. Only takes 4 turns to learn. I'm not, that might be a little bit much. Computers would get me an extra spy, and it would only take 1 turn to research that. That's how freaking good our science is. With the Eureka, computers will take us 1 turn. That's on-time atomic-era technology, and we are just blazing through everything on standard speed. You don't think that's a little cray-cray? Alright, let's get ourselves a library. This missionary. You know what? Go to Vilnius. I actually think we need to convert Vilnius. Oh, God! Found them. Shoot. Tank! It's not going to happen fast enough, but get down there. Wow, that actually is a really fast unit. Holy crap. We found uranium, and it is in my borders. Okay, found that. Oh, crap. I wanted to build a builder. I have the policy for it, and I haven't done anything with it. Okay, hang on. We can just purchase one, right? It only costs 330 gold. It's practically nothing. Let's get uranium online. Salamanca needs more stuff. Is there more uranium somewhere? Looking for this icon. Radioactive materials. Okay, Geneva has some. Nearby, anyway. If I founded a city up here, I'd be able to get that. Get some niter, some deer, some gypsum, and some uranium and copper and stuff. Could found, like, right here on the hill. Or something along those lines. I don't know. No, I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, I'm not saying it's a good location. There's uranium right here next to Baghdad. I can purchase that. We don't need to settle near any uranium. I think I will have plenty. Of course, getting more uranium might not be a bad thing either. More nukes. I'm going to purchase this tile, and I'm going to purchase another builder. There. And as soon as professional sports is done, we'll switch over that policy to something a little bit better. So he wants to buy a bunch of my stuff, to which I say, no. I do, however, really want some of your stuff, like furs, for example. He wants 23 gold per turn. What if I offered you incense and dyes, and then you gave me some gold per turn? I just have to keep doing this to see if I can find something that's a bit worthwhile. Okay, he'll give me 1 gold per turn. This is an acceptable deal to me. I'm not using those resources for anything else. Now we have even more amenities. It's at least something, right? Could be better, could be worse. Japan actually likes me, interestingly enough. Why? Bushido. Like civilizations that have a strong military and faith and culture output. Dislike civilizations strong in military but weak in faith and culture. Well, I have pretty strong in both of those. It's true. Computers is now done. All right, we can have extra spies if I desire that. Let's start working toward... You know what? We're going to need radio. Let's go ahead and start working to that so I can start getting some spaceships eventually. All right, stock exchange is worth a ton of gold. Alternatively, more traders and stuff like that. What else could you build that's really good? I could build a lot more units, but whatever. What about the Manhattan Project? 17 turns. Yep, you know what? Go ahead and start working on the Manhattan Project. Blah. Words. What do they mean? Let's trade with Madrid. There we go. And this builder shall come down and get a mine. We have uranium, everybody. We are nuclear. Or nuclear, as some people say, which just drives me up a wall, big time. I hate it when people say that. Hey, missionary, run! Just sit tight for a minute. We're going to need to clear that thing out. Okay, why is it making me move one tile at a turn through Nan Madal? Just don't see the point in that. Anyway. Okay, need to clear out this strait. That's an important route. We're about to finish off a submarine. We have a couple more people we need to meet. So that'll be nice. My spy is actually doing all of the work as far as meeting people. So you're done. What else should we build? Could we build? Could build a few things up here. Mecca could use a few more developments. Uruk. Nothing else jumping out at me that I absolutely need in these areas. If I get a farm here, that's a lot more food and a dab, I suppose, but... Meh. Go to Mecca. Probably need it. Did you have 6 builds? You got 5 left still. Hang on, we can confirm this. Builder. Yeah, they got 6 freaking builds. What the heck? What do you know? Alright, well, one more turn we'll switch off that policy. These 2 builders alone should be able to do pretty much everything I want them to. Alright, tank. Go here. Kill. Thank you. Missionary. Go to Vilnius. Hey, there's more uranium. We got plenty of uranium on this continent. Could settle down over here. Get access to some stone. If I settled right on this strait, access to uranium, not quite to incense, but there is oil in Wales and stone. I'm not sure that founding extra cities is really necessary for me, but I mean, it'd be interesting, right? You are wise to leave our neighboring city-states to us. I have yet to meet any of your neighboring city-states, otherwise I promise you I would not be so generous. So, don't get used to that. But I'm glad for the time being, at least, we get a slight diplomatic boost. Very slight, though. Very, very slight. 381 science per turn, going up even faster. Alright, civic complete. Good. Go to Vilnius. Convert. Okay, submarine is done. Excellent. Our first ever naval unit, and it is beautiful. Just sort of bobbling along there. Look at that. Burp, burp, burp. All right, let's go west. We are going to sail west. Like Christopher Columbus of old. All right, new civics. I don't ever know why I would want to use that tree. Let's just take a look at this. Okay. Cold War. We have the development now for it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that. I think I wanted to do half of professional sports, but I already got the Eureka, so I guess it's okay. I don't remember what the Eureka was, but we have it. Space Race. Integrated Space Cell. Production towards space race projects if a city has either a military academy or a seaport. Satellite broadcasts. Triples tourism from music. Rapid deployment. Production towards atomic and information era melee and range units. Very solid. Cultural heritage, tourism, don't care. Sydney Opera House, hello! Shipwreck. It's a resource that I could probably mine out to get some more artifacts, I would guess. We are actually getting really far along this cultural tree. It's not going to be too long till we can get to things like globalization. Plus 10% science per city-state you are suzerain of? Oh my god! Commerce. 5 production and 10 gold from international trade routes. Strategic Air Force. Air units, social media, tourism, collective activism, culture per suzerain. Oh my god! Yeah, it seems to me once you get to this level and you get these kind of bonuses, democracy in particular becomes a really strong government type. At least that's how it appeared to me. Nikola Tesla. Okay, we'll recruit you, I guess. So, because now we have at least a rough idea what that does. The question is, where am I going to get a power plant that would actually be advantageous? Did we ever get an industrial zone here? We did. If I got a power plant here and extended its range, it probably would get around to Damietta and Aleppo, but they both have an industrial zone as well. I'm not sure where I want to place that, to be honest. We're working toward industrial zones down here. Seville doesn't have one. I suppose a bonus over there could be useful, so maybe put it in Madrid? Make Madrid really good, though, on production. That's the thing, though. What else does Nikola Tesla do? He increases all the district buildings? This regional buildings each provide 2 production. Regional buildings. Does that include workshop, factory, and power plant? If that's the case, that's an extra 6 production in a city. If I put that in like Guangzhou, for example, which already has 62 freaking production, this could become an absolute freaking powerhouse of production. This might be the place where I want to build my spaceship parts, if I end up going for that. Something to consider, I suppose. Damietta. Go ahead and get yourself a power plant. Let's get a madrasa. You're about to get that power plant thing anyway. So Nikola Tesla? The thing is, his extra reach wouldn't do much of anything. Vilnius would get no benefit. If I did it here, this might make more sense, though. Because Jerusalem and Uruk don't have industrial zones. The workshop... Let's change production for a second. No, not that. Hang on. Change to a stock exchange so I can switch over and take a look at the workshop. Does the factory have... Yes, bonus extended to all cities within 6 tiles. So it does have a bonus reach. Yeah, a dab might make sense then. Just because it'll improve 2 more cities with extra production. But what qualifies as the bonus? That's something I don't understand. What's considered a bonus? It's not the buildings themselves. Is it the adjacency bonus? Is that what's considered to be? In which case, it's actually only giving it like 1 or 2 production, right? I wish there was a better way to tell just by looking at it what bonus resources it's getting. I don't think this industrial zone actually is getting many bonuses, so that bonus wouldn't actually expand anywhere, so then maybe it does make more sense to do it in Guangzhou and make it into a powerhouse. Let's go to Guangzhou. I actually could have just done a transfer, but whatever, I don't really care that much, it's not too long. Let's see what happens. I'm going to spend it on this. I'm going to see if its production goes up by 6, because there should be 3 buildings here. Hey look, a nuclear power plant. That looks pretty cool. Anyways, alright, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.